If your woman does these things, you need to leave her. No arguments, no second chances, no, but what if she changes? Leave. Welcome to the channel, fellas. If you're new here, this is where we drop the uncomfortable truths that most people are too afraid to say, but you need to hear. And today, we're talking about one of the hardest but most important decisions a man will ever face in a relationship, knowing when to walk away. You see, in today's world, a lot of men have been conditioned to tolerate things they never should. You've been taught to be the peacemaker, the understanding guy, the one who communicates better. But what nobody told you is that while you're over here trying to be emotionally available and patient, some women are flat out disrespecting you, draining your energy, and killing your masculine core. Let's be clear, not every woman is worth saving a relationship with. Some behaviors are not misunderstandings. They are red flags. Not the cute little ones you think you can fix, but the type that show you exactly who she is, and who she's always going to be. This video is your wake-up call. If your woman is doing any of these 7 things we're about to break down, you need to understand this one truth. She doesn't respect you. And a woman who doesn't respect you can never truly love you. Period. So sit back, stay sharp, and listen carefully. Because this isn't about bitterness or revenge. It's about protecting your mind, your mission, and your masculinity. Let's get into it. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. She competes with you, not supports you. As a man, your natural drive is to build, lead, and create impact. That's your masculine energy. It pushes you forward. But if the woman in your life sees your growth as a threat instead of a victory, you're not in a relationship. You're in a silent battle. A woman who competes with you will never celebrate your wins unless they benefit her first. She'll downplay your progress. She'll make slick comments when you level up. She'll try to match or outdo everything you do. Not because she's proud of you, but because she's scared of falling behind. That's not partnership. That's rivalry. And rivalry between a man and a woman in a relationship always ends with the man losing either his drive or his dignity, sometimes both. Understand this. A healthy woman wants her man to shine. She finds pride in your leadership, not jealousy. But the wrong kind of woman? She wants the spotlight too. Not beside you, but on her. Let's say you finally land that big promotion. You've been grinding for months. You come home ready to share the news, expecting some excitement from your woman. Instead, she hits you with, "Must be nice. I've been stuck at the same position for years. Maybe I should start focusing on myself too." There it is. That subtle dig. She just made your win about her loss. It doesn't stop there. You buy a new car. She suddenly starts talking about how she deserves to upgrade too. You hit the gym. She mocks your routine. You start talking about launching your own business. She questions if you're being realistic. Every move you make to grow as a man becomes a reminder to her that she's not in control, and that drives her mad. This is the kind of woman who keeps score, who secretly resents your ambition. And here's the truth. A woman who resents your ambition will eventually try to sabotage it. Don't argue with her. Don't try to explain yourself. And definitely don't shrink to make her feel more comfortable. A man who has to dim his light to keep a woman is already in the dark. Your mission in life should never come second to her ego. If she's competing with you instead of pushing you forward, she's not your teammate. And if she's not your teammate, she doesn't deserve your presence. Walk away. 2. She disrespects you in public. There's a certain type of woman who doesn't just disrespect you in private. She makes it a show. She raises her voice at restaurants. She cuts you off mid-sentence in front of your boys. She corrects you like you're a child when you're around family. And you sit there trying to stay composed, thinking, maybe I'm overreacting, but you're not. A woman who disrespects you in public doesn't fear losing you. She doesn't value your leadership. She doesn't honor you as a man. That's the brutal truth. Because a woman who truly respects you would rather pull you aside than pull you down in front of others. Let's be real. Men feel embarrassment differently. It's not just about words. It's about what those words signal to everyone watching. When she mocks you, challenges you, or belittles you publicly, she's showing the world that you don't hold weight in her eyes. And once that dynamic is out there, it's hard to reverse. Your image as a man takes a hit, not just in her eyes, but in your own. Here's the thing most men miss. Public disrespect is rarely a one-off. It's a pattern. And every time you let it slide, you train her that there are no consequences. You teach her that your dignity is negotiable. And if you don't value your own respect, why would she? It could be something as small as eye-rolling when you speak, making sarcastic comments when you give your opinion, ignoring you while talking to another guy at a social event. These aren't accidents. These are signals. She's testing how much of yourself you're willing to lose just to keep her around. The worst part? Sometimes she'll do it with a smile. She'll say things like, "Oh, relax, I'm just joking," or "You're too sensitive." That's how she flips it on you. Makes you feel like the crazy one. But deep down, you know when you're being disrespected. You feel it in your gut. You feel your pride slipping. Let me tell you something that might hurt, but you need to hear it. If she can't honor you in public, she's not honoring you in private either. Disrespect doesn't start and end at the dinner table. It's a reflection of how she sees you, period. Men, your reputation is everything. Your presence should demand respect, not tolerance. You can't be out here building yourself up just to let a woman tear you down in front of people. You don't fix that with more communication. You fix that with boundaries, or by walking away. If she doesn't respect your image, your voice, or your role when others are watching, she's already telling you who she thinks the man in the relationship really is. Believe her. 3. She uses sex as a weapon. When a woman starts using sex as a tool to control you, you're not in a relationship anymore. You're in a power game. And the sad part is, most men don't even realize it's happening. They just feel like they're walking on eggshells. They start asking, begging, compromising their self-respect, thinking they did something wrong. Let's get something straight. When intimacy becomes conditional, the connection is already broken. There's a difference between a woman not being in the mood and a woman intentionally withholding sex to punish you, manipulate you, or get something out of you. It's subtle at first. She stops being affectionate when you don't do what she wants. She suddenly loses all interest whenever there's a disagreement. And just like that, she's got you second-guessing your every move. Because now, your access to intimacy depends on your compliance. This isn't about love. This is control. Some men think it's just normal relationship stuff. But ask yourself, how often do you feel like affection in your relationship is based on emotional connection versus compliance? How often do you feel like you're being treated like a man, not like a little boy being rewarded for good behavior? Here's the harsh truth. A woman who truly desires you doesn't make you earn sex like it's a prize. She wants to connect with you physically and emotionally, not use your desire as leverage. But when she sees that you're desperate for it, she knows she can get you to jump through hoops. That's when she starts negotiating with it. That's when she starts playing cold and distant. Not because she's tired, but because she's testing your submission. And let me say this loud for the men in the back. A woman who respects you doesn't need to manipulate you with her body. She doesn't weaponize her femininity to control your masculinity. Some guys stay in these kinds of relationships for years, thinking they just need to do more, be more patient, more sensitive, more understanding. Meanwhile, she's training you to believe that love is something you earn by bending over backward. That's not love. That's emotional blackmail. When a woman starts using sex to gain power, it's because she knows she can't lead you with respect, so she controls you through desire. But the moment you give in to that game, you've already lost your position as a man in the relationship. You're not supposed to be begging for intimacy. You're supposed to be leading with strength, confidence, and purpose. And any woman who truly wants to be by your side will never use her body as a tool to manipulate yours. If you sense it happening, don't excuse it. Don't wait it out. Recognize what it is and reclaim your power. Because if she's using sex as a weapon, she's not trying to love you. She's trying to control you. Walk away before you forget who you are. 4. She talks down on masculinity. If there's one thing every man needs to protect in today's world, it's his masculinity. Not the fake, loud, insecure kind, but the calm, grounded, unapologetic kind that holds everything together. And if you're with a woman who constantly criticizes or mocks your masculinity, understand this. She doesn't want a man, she wants control. A lot of guys ignore this red flag because it doesn't always come off aggressive. Sometimes it's dressed up in jokes, sarcasm, or modern buzzwords like toxic masculinity. But underneath it all, the message is clear. She doesn't respect the core of who you are. You know what I'm talking about. She rolls her eyes when you talk about leadership. She scoffs when you say you believe in being the protector and provider. She makes you feel guilty for being assertive. She tells you you're being too controlling when you simply set a boundary. Over time, you start second-guessing yourself. You start pulling back. You stop doing the things that make you a man because you don't want to deal with her passive-aggressive reactions. That's how it starts. Slowly, she chips away at your masculine frame, not by fighting it head-on, but by shaming you into softening it. And the moment you soften it, you lose her respect. That's the twisted part. She'll talk down on your masculinity, but the moment you lose it, she won't want you anymore. Here's the part most men don't realize. When a woman talks down on masculinity, she's projecting her own unresolved issues. Maybe she's used to chaos. Maybe she resents authority. Or maybe she's been conditioned to believe that strength in a man equals danger. Whatever the reason, it's not your job to fix that. It's your job to protect your masculine identity. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Your masculine energy is not a problem. It's not outdated. It's not toxic. It's necessary. The world is trying to feminize men left and right. And if your own woman is echoing that nonsense, then you're sleeping next to someone who sees your power as a threat, not as a gift. You need a woman who honors your masculine nature, not one who constantly tries to tame it. Because the truth is, no matter how much she pretends to hate it, deep down, she craves it. She just doesn't know how to handle it. And that's not your burden to carry. The moment you feel like you have to downplay your strength, your confidence, or your leadership to keep the peace, you're not in a relationship. You're in a slow erosion of your manhood. And the longer you stay, the more you'll question the very parts of yourself that once made you powerful. Don't let it get that far. If she talks down on masculinity, she's not fit to stand beside a real man. Let her go. 5. She keeps male friends you don't trust. Let's get one thing straight. When a woman truly respects the relationship she's in, she sets clear boundaries with other men. Not just for your sake, but out of her own sense of loyalty and self-respect. So when a woman insists on keeping male friends around that you clearly don't trust, that's not innocence. That's her testing you to see how much disrespect you'll tolerate. You bring it up. You tell her you're not comfortable with that guy who always texts her late at night, or the one she used to have a thing with. She hits you with, "We're just friends, don't be insecure." That's the default line women use when they don't want to be held accountable. And if you're not careful, you'll start to believe it. You'll start questioning your gut instead of questioning her behavior. Here's the truth most men are afraid to say. Men and women are rarely just friends, without at least one of them wanting something more. Especially when the guy is constantly checking in, giving compliments, or hanging around like a lost puppy hoping for a chance. Now picture this. You're out with your girl, and she gets a text from that dude you've already told her makes you uncomfortable. She smirks, replies quickly, and puts her phone down. You ask, "Who was that?" She says, "Just Mike, relax." You feel that gut punch, not because you're controlling, but because you know what's going on, and she knows you know. That's not harmless. That's not friendly. That's her creating a backup plan while keeping you on standby. It's disrespect disguised as independence. And if you don't check it early, you'll find yourself in a relationship where you're emotionally invested and she's playing both sides. This has nothing to do with being possessive or insecure. This is about understanding the natural dynamics between men and women. You're not crazy for having boundaries. You're not toxic for wanting exclusivity. If you can cut off women for her, then she should be able to do the same for you. If she can't, she's not choosing you fully. The harsh reality is this: when a woman keeps a man around that she knows you don't trust, she's making a choice. And it's not you. She's choosing attention over accountability. She's choosing options over commitment. And no matter how much she tells you she loves you, her actions are showing you something completely different. A woman who values your leadership and respects your presence will not entertain male orbiters. She doesn't need that external validation because she already has the real thing, you. But if she keeps him around even after you've spoken your truth, leave her. Because if you stay, you're telling her it's okay to keep playing both sides, and eventually, you'll be the one left out. 6. She plays the victim. Always there's something dangerous about a woman who can never take accountability. No matter what goes wrong, somehow, it's never her fault. She'll twist the facts, shift the blame, and paint herself as the innocent one in every situation. And if you're not careful, you'll start to doubt your own reality. This is the kind of woman who turns every disagreement into a sob story. You bring up a valid issue, and she starts crying, deflecting, or flipping it on you. Suddenly, you're no longer talking about what she did. You're apologizing for how she feels. And just like that, she dodges responsibility. It's subtle manipulation. She's not yelling. She's not threatening. But what she's doing is equally toxic. She's avoiding growth by constantly painting herself as the wounded party. Here's the problem. Relationships only work when both people are willing to self-reflect and grow. When one person refuses to own up to anything, there's no progress, just emotional quicksand. You'll spend more time trying to manage her reactions than actually solving problems. That's draining, and over time, it wears down your clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. A woman who plays the victim constantly will make you feel like you're the villain, even when you're just setting a boundary. You'll start hesitating to speak up. You'll start swallowing your concerns. You'll walk on eggshells, trying not to trigger another emotional meltdown. And here's the twist. She's not doing this because she's weak. She's doing it because it works. Because the more sympathy she gets, the less accountability she has to face. She knows that if she plays the emotional card, you'll back off. And if that keeps happening, the relationship becomes one-sided. You're carrying all the emotional weight, and she's avoiding all the responsibility. It's a pattern. She has issues with everyone, her exes, her co-workers, her family, but somehow she's always the victim. That tells you everything you need to know. You're not dealing with someone who wants resolution, you're dealing with someone who wants control through guilt. Let's be clear, empathy is good. Emotional intelligence is necessary, but when a woman uses her emotions to escape accountability, it's not sensitivity, it's manipulation. And over time, that kind of behavior will turn you into a shell of the man you used to be. If you constantly find yourself apologizing when you're not wrong, if every conflict somehow turns into a pity party for her, if you feel like you're the only adult in the relationship, you're not being loved, you're being controlled. Men, your peace matters. Your truth matters. And any woman who genuinely loves you will face hard conversations with maturity, not hide behind tears, excuses, or blame. If she's always the victim, you're being played. And you need to leave before you forget what real love is supposed to feel like. 7. She acts single on social media. If your woman is in a committed relationship with you, but her social media looks like she's single, you've got a major problem. And no, it's not just pictures or likes or just having fun. It's disrespect, it's attention-seeking, and worst of all, it's intentional. Let's cut through the noise. A woman who truly values you will carry herself online the same way she does in real life, with respect for the relationship. She's not out there fishing for likes in revealing photos, posting thirst traps, hiding your presence, or entertaining flirty comments. But if she is doing all that, she's marketing herself to the world while trying to keep you in the background. And that should never be acceptable to you. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. If she's acting single online, it's because deep down she wants the option to be. She's keeping the door cracked open, just in case someone better comes along. And you, as her man, are being played as a placeholder, while she soaks up the attention from every dude in her DMs. But here's where I'm going to be direct with you. This isn't just her fault. It's yours too. Because too many men today tolerate this nonsense. You try to be the cool boyfriend, the understanding guy. You don't want to seem insecure, so you stay quiet while your woman posts half-naked selfies, ignores your comments, and deletes posts that even hint at you being in her life. That's not being strong. That's being soft. That's being asleep at the wheel while your dignity gets dragged all over the internet. Wake up. Women who value their man don't need online validation. They don't seek male attention to feel important. They represent their relationship with pride, not secrecy. If your woman can post everything about her lunch, her nails, her cat, and her vacations, but not one sign of the man she's with, you've got your answer. She's not proud of you. She's keeping you hidden. And don't fall for the tired excuses like, I don't like to post my private life. That sounds good, until you realize she posts everything but you. Privacy isn't the issue. Selective exposure is. She's not hiding you for safety. She's hiding you for strategy. Men, your presence should be a privilege, not an option. If she can't honor you in the digital world, she's not really honoring you in the real one either. And the longer you let it slide, the more she'll push the line. This isn't about being controlling. It's about having standards. It's about expecting loyalty both in private and public, including the digital space. If she acts single online, she's already halfway out. And if you're still accepting it, that's on you now. Let's be real, fellas. You don't need a woman that keeps it interesting if all she's doing is keeping you disrespected. Relationships aren't supposed to be endurance tests where you keep proving your worth while she keeps crossing the line. At some point, it's not about her behavior anymore. It's about what you allow. And here's the controversial truth. If a woman is constantly challenging your masculinity, testing your loyalty, or ignoring your boundaries, she doesn't love you. She just loves the power she has over you. Let that sink in. You are not here to beg for peace, for respect, or for the bare minimum. You're here to lead, to build, and to live life with a woman who matches your mission, not one who drains it. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you ever dealt with any of these signs in a relationship? Are you going through it right now? I read every single comment, and if I see something that hits deep, I'll personally reach out. This isn't just a channel, it's a brotherhood. You're not alone in this. If you found value in this message, share it with another man who needs to hear it. Too many brothers are trapped in relationships that are killing their confidence, and it's time we start calling it out. Respect starts with you. I'll see you in the comments.